Dear listeners, you're welcome to another edition of our lesson on the English language. Today we're looking at adjectival phrases. Of course, we've had two lessons on phrases already. We had the introduction lesson, then we took noun phrases, where we talked about noun phrases as subject, object, and the complement. So in continuation of our work on phrases, we have the adjectival phrase. Adjectives, as you know, qualify nouns or pronouns. And that's exactly what adjectival phrases do. Now, if we should point something out here, it is the fact that not all adjectival phrases are purely adjectives. That is, if I say, take note, adjectival phrases qualify nouns or pronouns. The answer the question which? The answer the question which. So, I was saying something, that sometimes it is the prepositional phrase that works as the adjectival phrase. That is to say, not all the time. Some grammarians would say, if it is purely adjective, we call it adjective phrase. If it is the prepositional phrase working as an adjective, we call it adjectival. Well, I don't want to go into such an argument. What is important is that this phrase is working as an adjective, and so I call it adjectival phrase. Now, if I have the tall man is here. Tall, or the tall, is an adjectival phrase qualifying the noun man. Alright? So the grammatical name is adjectival phrase. The grammatical function, it qualifies the noun man. If I have the gigantic blue and white building along a street belongs to him. Now, the gigantic blue and white building. Sorry, the gigantic blue and white building is not involved before it becomes a noun phrase. Take note of that. If I extend this line to building, the setting changes. It becomes a noun phrase because the noun is superior to the adjective. Alright? If you have a mixture of nouns and adjectives, the noun is superior to the adjective. So we have the gigantic blue and white. The gigantic blue and white, that is adjectival phrase. GN, adjectival phrase, while the grammatical function is, it qualifies the noun building. It qualifies the noun building. Alright? Then we could have situations where a prepositional phrase, instead of typical adjectival or adjective phrases like this, that is typical adjective. Gigantic is an adjective, blue is an adjective, white is an adjective. But we could have a situation where there is no adjective, it is actually a prepositional phrase. Let me give you an example of what I mean. The man in front of the class teaches English. Alright? The man in front of the class teaches English. So I underline in front of the class. This underlined expression does not have an adjective at all. Yes, doesn't have an adjective at all. But together, in front of the and class give you an answer to the question which. That's the bottom line. If I cut this sentence this way, it will read, the man teaches English. That's complete sentence. But it will leave us asking, in case we did not know the man being talked about. Maybe there are two men around, or three, and then somebody says, the man teaches English. People in the room will be confused as to which of the men. So to avoid that confusion, the speaker says, the man in front of the class. In front of the class defines the particular man in question. That is the work of an adjective. Therefore, in front of the class as used in this sentence is adjectival phrase. And it qualifies the noun man. So GN, adjectival phrase. GF, it qualifies the noun man. Let me give you one more example of the adjectival phrase before we go to the adverbial. Now, the people at the lunch of should we say okay, luncheon? Problem. People at the luncheon of a new building at to the field. Okay, so the people at the luncheon of a new building. Now, what are we looking at? At the luncheon of a new building. Which people ate to their field? Those are the luncheon of a new building. Ate to their field. So at the luncheon of a new building, another typical prepositional phrase beginning with at, a preposition, and ending with building, a noun. That's the behavior of prepositional phrases. They start with nouns, prepositions, and they end with nouns. They may work as an adverb. We'll talk about that when we work on the adverbs. The prepositional phrase may work as an adjective or as an adverb. So you have to ask yourself, what is it doing? If it is answering the question which, it is working as an adjective. Mostly, the prepositional phrase that will work as an adjective will come immediately after the noun it qualifies. That's the usual position. Coming immediately after the noun it qualifies. I do not like giving rules like this because they tend to tie language, and languages don't like being tied. It could behave differently, but of course, most of the time, the prepositional phrase that will be called an adjectival phrase will come after the noun it qualifies. So, GN, adjectival phrase. GF, it qualifies the noun people. So, take note of these examples. The tall man, the tall, adjectival phrase, qualifying man. The gigantic blue and white, adjectival phrase, qualifying building. The man in front of the class is qualifying man. Let's look at the adverbial phrase.